Alright, hey guys, I'm Lindsay. I'm going to be talking about how young adult dystopian literature influences society and benefits an individual, usually a young mind. So recently there's been a huge upsurge in the popularity of dystopian literature. Typically, society turns their attention to such themes during times of uncertainty or fear, and you can see the pattern today as a week following Trump's inauguration, sales for the classic novel 1984 by George Orwell were reported to have reached an increase of 9,500%. This repetitive trend leads me to believe that dystopian literature may have more impact on society than you may realize. So in this discussion, I will be comparing the consequences of young adult dystopia, both positive and negative, in order to demonstrate the necessity of such a genre for our society. By showing the importance of establishing a safe environment for constructive thinking and healthy thoughts of exploration, I will argue the benefits that such things will have on the population. So part of the disapproval of dystopian literature stems from the definition itself, a counter-utopia in which a twisted version of perfection is forced upon the populace. The perception of dystopia is one of depression and hopelessness, which, while accurate, discredits the purpose of the story and with that independently. In adult novels, authors tend to stress more on the terrible future ahead and rely less on a hopeful ending to wrap things up. Young adult dystopias, on the other hand, typically end on no utopian hope. And when that's done correctly, it can help motivate the reader towards beneficial change rather than misery towards an unalterable prophecy. So a well-crafted young adult dystopia will act as a catalyst in the curious adolescent's mind. By planting seeds of subtle criticism on modern society into the book, the author creates a novel filled with opportune connections to humanity. For younger readers, this exposure provides an excellent starting point for future attempts at change. Because the endings of the usual young adult dystopia show a new, better life built from the ruins of a desolate environment, the reader develops a sense of purpose alongside the protagonist. So according to Scott Westerfeld, author of The Uglies, teenagers construct their identities through necessary confrontations with authority. Young adult dystopian literature provides a safe, constructive outlet for such tendencies as the reader follows along with their protagonist, who must overcome similar conflicts in the coming-of-age trope. Young adult protagonists that people can connect with are key to fostering a successful impact on the author, or the reader. A common element in young adult dystopias is the search for identity, a quest that many young readers can connect to. By exposing teenagers to strong characters that display exemplary qualities in the face of intense hardship, the novels provide an excellent baseline that readers can absorb into themselves. Take Delilah Barb. She's the one. She's a strong, independent heroine from my independent read book, A Darker Shade of Magic. When she's first introduced, she's a little rough around the edges because she actually lives on the streets, and she had to rely on her wits. And she was homeless, she didn't have a stable family, and that stuff. But ultimately, she displays loyalty, a sense of independence, and a strong need for adventure, which are really strong characteristics that people want to see in themselves. So when readers look to such examples, they find in themselves qualities they may not have known even existed. Reading about topics centered in a world dominated by fear that, if we look closely, mirror those of our own society, can lead to a certain element of awareness. Viewing a potential future through the eyes and mind of someone else living in a dystopia makes the reader appreciate the world we live in now and can open the mind to a realm of possibilities. Reading such stories can prompt infinite what-ifs that help creative problem-solving in the real world. Being exposed to such oppressive themes does not make a person paranoid, it makes them more aware. Suddenly, the reader can see past the fictitious subplot and into the true purpose of the novel, delivered by the determined author. Overall, young adult dystopian novels teach our youth through the eyes of strong characters to open their mind to new ideas, to open their eyes to the hazards of the future, and most importantly, to open themselves to an identity of the present.